Host.
Morgan Danielle.
And Dennis.
Well, you just jumped over Dennis.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I want to go first this time.
And we are here at Slam Internet Radio, and you are listening to A Piece of Metal. And we have with us tonight
Orinoco. A lot of people have trouble pronouncing it, so, you know.
We're going to let them do it for the rest of the evening.
All right.
We're going to give a shout out of a couple of shows we just did. We did a awesome show with Hugo and Company of Skinwalker at Chicago City Limits with Losing Scarlet and
671 Greens.
671 Grains.
And my band, I Goliath.
I Goliath, our own Dennis, who is a phenomenal drummer in that group. And the very
Stop kissing my ass.
Okay, fine. I'll just pay
Suck
you.
up.
It's my show, and I'm the one kissing ass. Ain't that awesome? Fine, you just get paid from
We
now
love
on.
you, Dennis.
That's cool. I'd rather get paid.
I don't know. I'd rather have the ass kissing. I prefer the ego stroking. And then we did
bet you
another
do.
awesome show at the Chicago Women of Metal's Janelle Tucker's house for the first Chicago Women of Metal barbecue, in which the fine gentlemen and
Orinoco.
were also there as well.
Like fill in the blank.
Dennis and his band, I Goliath, was also performing there, and another kick-ass performance. That show is going to be aired tomorrow, Dennis.
Yeah, it'll be aired tomorrow. The coverage of the Chicago Women of Metal barbecue will be broadcasted tomorrow, I believe, around 9 p.m.
Cool. And unfortunately, our beautiful Morgan Danielle. Was
I wish
not
I
able
could
to-
have.
But she made a promise that she's going to show up at the next one.
Yes.
There was some.
So are we.
They're going to play at the next one.
Yeah, we're going to play at the next one. I don't care what anyone says.
Hopefully, I'll have a band
the
up and
after
running,
party.
and I'll be playing at the next one. But I'm gonna make my damn best effort. But yeah, we have these cats on tonight, and we're gonna be playing selections from their music as well as some particular fan favorites of theirs. Just want to get started with how many peeps actually are in your band?
We're a four-piece, really. I'm sure you want to know our names. My name's Rob, and I play bass. And
I'm Tom. I play rhythm guitar.
Our drummer, Derek, couldn't be here tonight because he works late on the weekdays. And same with our lead singer and lead guitarist, Dave. He works late on the weekdays, too. So that's why
Okay,
they
so
couldn't
everybody
join us
has
tonight.
an instrument in their hands.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Not to say anything bad about the individual separate singers out there,
Yeah,
but you know.
we
Yeah,
try-
Tony.
We tried the whole frontman thing, but we had trouble with the guy that we were working with, and we couldn't find a replacement before we started doing shows. So that's when Dave started doing vocals for us and everything.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
How would you describe your sound?
Dave labeled it, "I don't give a fuck metal."
You know what? I actually like that. That may actually catch on, with the exception of the fuck part.
And
but
we'll learn tonight what exactly that is.
They're loud and proud and just don't give a fuck.
that's
us-
exactly how metal should be.
Tell us what we can't do.
What you can't do. Spit on me. That's what you can't do.
I'm not for that either.
Now it'll be metal to spit on Tony, so spit on Tony.
Everything else you can do, including kicking a groin, just not mine.
Yeah.
I put on my Facebook posting earlier 3 songs from, of course, other than myself, nobody in this room is old enough to remember E-Trope, which was comprised of Kevin Michaels, Calvin Willis Humphrey, Kenny Black, and Barry Stern, God rest his soul. And they were the originators of street metal. And unfortunately, they were the only ones that did it. And since they became defunct, street metal stopped existing. But don't give a fuck metal. Now, exactly, kind of some particulars with that, you know. Because that
Yeah.
could actually catch on.
Yeah. It's a cool T-shirt design.
Do you
That's
have
really all it
t-shirts?
is,
Not
just
yet.
a t-shirt design.
Not yet.
But how would you describe the I don't give the fuck sound? Is it loud? Is it
Yeah.
growls?
Yeah, it's mainly like death metal vocals, but our music will range from anything from death metal to metalcore, groove metal, you name it. We don't really care like what style we go for. We just try it all.
So you don't follow a structured genre sound. If you want to do it, you just do
Yeah.
it.
Pretty much.
Cool.
We just write what we like, and that's what I think every other band does, and just hope everyone else likes it.
You can make them like it.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been a group?
Well, we formed as a band currently about early this year, so probably about like 6 months ago. We formed out of the ashes of my old band and the drummer's old band, Axis of Time. We were having some issues with some of the other members and just other things. People were I should say just musical differences is the simplest way of putting it. So we went our separate ways except for the drummer Derek and me. So we decided to form a band that was more like what we wanted to do, because the old incarnation was more of what the old guitarist and vocalist wanted to do. He was like the main guy, and that was cool, but he was starting to write stuff that wasn't our cup of tea, so we went our separate ways and decided to go heavier. And he wanted to go more melodic and stuff, but
More poppy and mainstream.
yeah.
Yeah, that poppin' mainstream.
Don't look at me. I can like what I like.
What, this is your party?
Hey, I went to Pirates Cove today, and I heard NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and I still remember the words and was creeping my mouth out because I was dancing.
I heard
Dennis?
I heard
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys on the way home
Why are you
from the
looking at
party,
me?
drunk as shit.
Well, why are you not hitting her right now? You should be handing her off.
I can
more.
get arrested for that shit.
You're not allowed to hit women.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
yeah, I forgot.
I will file abusive charges.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We got laws in this country.
I ain't
Yeah.
afraid to choke a bitch.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. Thanks for that visual right there.
But no, that's cool. I think metal is now going more in a direction of over the past 30 years, and I love these past 30 years. It was kind of like a structured thing where, okay, you can't do this because it's not metal. I mean,
Did you just see that? We're watching a guy get dragged down the street by his neck. It's kind of amusing.
We see some interesting shit right here in this fucking window. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't know there was like
It's the
right by
gateway
a
to the
big
world
window.
I know.
Yeah.
of Chicago. Look at this guy. You're going to run into the fucking window.
Pull up your
if you
pants.
find
I
it.
know. It's like, watch where you're going. And like, he's gawking at you.
Oh, I'm in the right spot. I was just waiting for him to run into the
You're
window.
being a
of this
distraction, is what you're doing.
Yeah, to the
Sorry.
drivers and bicyclers and such.
Fucking another accident. Way to go.
But for the past 30 years, metal has been kind of like a structured thing, and now within the past, I'll say like more so the past few years, it has really been unstructured. Like a lot of people thought it was going in that unstructured route with the rap and metal fusion,
Yeah.
but even that after a while it became structured. It's like, no, if it's going to be a rap and metal thing, you have to rap this way, and then the guitar rhythm. Now you're just having a thing of, like you said, but you're the first ones that I've heard come out and say it. Okay, don't give a fuck. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Let's just crank up some distortion and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if it works, fine. If it doesn't, oh well. We
Yeah.
still got our jobs at Dunkin' Donuts.
You guys are all the way out in Joliet.
Yeah.
What's the scene like out there for you guys?
There's a lot of younger bands out there.
Yeah, aka not really much of a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played
but-
Joliet before. It's yeah.
There's a few good bands that I would enjoy playing with. I saw this band called Skull King open up for a Metallica cover band called Battery,
Oh wow.
and Skull King was really good. And we're actually playing with them on August 27th at the Penny Road Pub in Barrington.
And everybody that comes in here has played Penny Road. It's so weird.
I know I played Penny Robe and
We know your stories.
yeah.
We know your stories.
And I survived every last one of them, which is why I'm still here.
Anyone
and,
else?
There, Odinrod, I know Axis of Time played with a lot at Botter Brew. The same with Dead Man's Hand.
That's cool. They were also pretty cool too at the Chicago Women of Metal barbecue.
Yeah.
And just want to give another shout out and a thanks to Janelle and Jennifer for having us out there. We had a crazy ass blast, and that
Yeah, I
had-
know.
Tony's
Rob had a
drunk
pretty
ass.
fun time that night.
Yeah, Janelle.
know.
Janelle, again, I apologize for throwing up in your hallway.
Ew.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And for falling in a ditch.
Well, I helped him out of the ditch at
Yeah.
least and got him in the vehicle.
What a great
So
way
what
to
do
meet
you
each other.
remember from that night?
Aside from the throwing up in the ditch.
And throwing our
Um,
CDs everywhere.
Oh yeah, I threw all of our demos out after Impale's set. I just threw them in the crowd of people. Take them all.
Well, that was the whole purpose of bringing them there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I caught one, and another girl caught one in the eye, and I
Whoever
took
that was, I'm
hers.
sorry.
Apologize to the woman who now has stitches in her eyebrow.
But she has a kick-ass demo CD by an up-and-coming band.
How
In
many
her
songs
eye.
are on that demo?
We got 3 songs on it.
Oh, so it's the 3 songs that we're going to be hearing tonight.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool.
Where'd you record it at?
We recorded at the Nook with Nick and TiVo.
Nice. I know a couple of people that have recorded with him.
Yeah,
out
he
there.
previously did Oceano and Demolisher, and both
Yeah.
demos that he did got them signed to major labels.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's got a good track record, and he's like
Who are those labels, if we don't
Earache
mind
and
it?
Earache
Century
and-
Media.
Yeah.
And I definitely heard of Earache. I've not heard of the other one, though.
Century
Century?
Media?
They have like bands like
Coil.
Nevermore.
Okay.
Arch Enemy. They do a lot of bands from Europe. They have very select ones that are on American.
Oh,
Yeah.
so if an American band would want to get, say, signed with them, they would have to send their demos and CDs overseas to that.
Not necessarily. I think they have.
They have an office in
headquarters-
LA.
Yeah, in LA. But
Okay.
most of the bands that they sign are from overseas.
Well, I mean, a lot of historic, like some of your biggest American acts did not get discovered here in this country. I mean, it's pretty much a fact to say that had Jimi Hendrix not gone to England with Chas Chandler, we wouldn't know who the
Yeah.
hell he is. He'd have still been playing backup guitar for everybody else and not getting paid. And
Yeah.
Kiss. Thank God for Japan, because Japan is where they exploded and became famous.
There was one thing that me, Tom, and our friend
Kiss.
Cody were talking about at the barbecue. It was during I Goliath's set, because we noticed that your guitarist had his strings like upside down.
Yeah, and
I
he's
noticed that too, and I was
left-handed.
going to ask him
And
that.
Yeah.
We were arguing whether or not Jimi Hendrix did that or not.
Actually, Jimmy inverted the strings because
Okay.
he was learning the proper way to guitar, and
Yeah.
he inverted with the sixth string at the top position. Well, it's
Yeah.
considered the
Yeah.
bottom position on it, but but no, your guitarist is like, okay, he's left-handed, and
Like
he
a
could have been
right-handed
just
guitar.
as easily flipped it over.
Anybody that asks him that, his answer is just out of pure laziness. That was how he learned guitar. 'cause he would-
But you know what? What's cool is he gets a different voicing from his chords.
yeah, because he's playing the higher strings.
Yeah,
before-
first, and it's
yeah.
like, okay, and you can actually hear it, where it is, okay, me and him will probably play the same chord, a G chord or a G, triad, major, but that's by the fact that his strings are reversed, certain,
It's almost like he's up picking.
yeah, and that has a different effect, and it's like, that is some cool shit. Don't see a lot of introspective stuff like that, but then he admits that it's out of laziness, which he could have took to the grave with him, and I wouldn't have known. I'd have thought that's pretty fucking genius.
Yeah. We were talking about that. We're like, that's like you taking the technicality level to a whole nother level.
Fuck you, Steve Vai, and your 2,000 notes.
So the guy that you recorded with obviously has had a track record of getting bands signed.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see yourself fitting in on label wise, or would you rather produce your own stuff and distribute it your own way?
Being signed would definitely help. Well, like nowadays, you really don't need a label. You just need a good booking agent.
Very good booking agent. Honest, good booking agent.
Yeah.
Have you guys had any experiences with booking agents yet, or
None.
Good and bad.
Just local promoters booking, really.
Yeah.
Not like an actual booking agency.
You could have hit up the Chicago Women of Metal because they're getting pretty
Yeah,
big with
yeah,
booking shows.
yeah.
And as far as like local booking promoters or like booking people go that deal with unknown, unsigned bands, they're not trying to juice the bands for money or anything.
Yeah.
They just do it just for the simple hell of doing it.
Which
Yeah.
is the way it should be.
Yeah,
That is how it should be.
Now, if they sign a band or sign a group of bands that take off, explode, of course they're going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
But the main purpose is with them is, and I got Dennis will have it played tomorrow night. Had this long interview with Kim, who's one of the Chicago Women of Metal, and she pretty much gave the lowdown. It's not about trying to get money from these bands. None of these bands have any money. So why are you trying to get money from them? And
Yeah.
then two, if you get money from them, what incentive is there for you to do anything for them? They just paid you.
Yeah.
You know, there's too many people out here trying to like racket these, bands and take advantage of their dreams, goals, and aspirations and turn a profit out of it. You people are going to burn in hell, and I'm going to make sure you do it.
Yeah, we've had horror stories with a lot of local promoters that are just out to make money off of you, and we've done a few shows with Chicago Women in Metal already, and we want to do more because like that's some of the funnest shows we ever had, and I'm really close in with Phil because like when I was looking for a band to do vocals in, he was really helping me out and really trying to push me to find a band to do vocals in, and I never really found a steady band, and so that's why I had joined Orinoco as bassist and everything, but even after I joined his bass, I was still getting emails from bands saying that he recommended me to them.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy to help you out.
Yeah, he is.
He knows a lot of people for what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to team up with.
This is awesome that the Chicago Women of Metal was originally developed by a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wanted the hot chicks around him.
And
Sounds
he
like
got
Tony.
that. A whole bunch of them. What do you mean? What did you say? Like me?
Yeah, you and your side project with only women except for you.
Oh yeah, my future metal project. Well,
Here we go again.
I think I'm smart.
He mentioned that like 7 times in all the
been a-
interviews.
and
from the
It's been on
damn
every
you.
show his dream, and then he'll hit you up going, "Do you know any women that can play metal?"
Well,
We're gonna be doing a show from about a year from now, and he's still gonna be mentioning my next project.
well, I
with all
hope
women."
by that time I'll have the fucking band formed.
Maybe what you need to do is go in like that hair metal stage, and you just need to dress like the woman. Your hair's long enough for it.
I have something.
It's coming
called-
back. There's bands that are doing it now. There's
That's
bands
true.
like
Well, I know,
Escape the
yeah.
Fate that think they're
Right.
I saw
Escape
a
the Fate
video
thinks they're
by a
Motley
band,
Crue.
and I thought it was like a 80s video, and it's like, no, wait a minute, that's recent. And I'm like,
Says
oh my
2010 on the bottom. Get the
I'm
fuck
like,
out.
damn, airtight pants. Well, skinny jeans are back anyway, but
Was it Escape the Fate?
I think so.
I like those guys.
It's like, what the hell? It's
They're
like,
awesome.
okay, this is 1983 all over again.
Yeah.
But Black Veil Brides are a lot worse.
Oh god.
Which was my favorite
Which I
year
do
for
like
metal.
them, but they're
You're
but their
disgusting.
Look is just,
I still have yet to see
Shut
the
up.
video of him breaking his ribs on stage.
Oh,
Our friend Cody says it's really, really funny.
That's awesome.
That's
we should
not
look that
funny.
up before
Pain
the end
is
of the
not
night.
funny.
You know
All right.
what? I think we should do that. I'll be glad
Yeah.
when we get to a point where we're actually like doing this thing televised, like
Yeah.
even if it's on like
That'll be as good to
Channel
see as
19 or
Bieber getting
something.
hit in the head with a water bottle on stage.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
we were talking about a piece of metal talk show on TV.
Why
I was like,
not?
What?
We'll do the same
Right.
thing
Be
that
like Howard Stern.
Howard Stern's been
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Only I won't be rude and abrasive to the guests. Just
That's
my-
cool. I'll do it.
Yeah, and I'll do it to my co-host. Oh, that's you two, by the way.
No.
What are your guys' influences, like individually and both as a band?
Well, my influences is my favorite bands are Shallows Fall, Nevermore, and Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel.
They
Up until this last album.
yeah, up until the newest album. But those bands are probably the ones that helped me be where I am, along with also, I would say, Alice in Chains are a huge influence on me. I take a lot from all different types of metal. I'll go from death metal, like a lot of that influences me, to like I said, Alice in Chains, like the rockish heavy metal. That's a huge influence on me. Rob here is hugely influenced by like Lamb of God, Pantera, and stuff.
Lamb of God and Chimera and Pantera. Like I remember last fall when Jim LaMarca left Chimera, I learned a crap ton of their songs on bass and sent their management a few videos of me doing bass covers.
hoping to join them.
Yeah.
It takes guts
would've
to
been
send
dope,
a video
Yeah.
to a major band like that. Props
yeah,
to you.
I was like, the worst thing that can happen is they say no.
Exactly. That's it.
I
They're
mean,
not going to put some guys in a car, and send them to
Yeah.
your house to kill you.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Black Dahlia found their new drummer and stuff. They had guys going on like posting videos of them drumming up on YouTube and everything, looking for a new drummer.
Yeah.
So, and I think Oceano did the same thing too when they were looking for new drummers.
I remember they did that when they were looking for a guitarist, and that guy Tristan joined.
Yeah.
Because I went online, I saw his video cover of District of Misery, and he was only in there for a few months, and I think he quit.
It's actually funny because we went to school with a couple former members of Oceano.
Yeah. actually the
Notice couple former.
yeah.
Those guys are going in and out of members.
Oh
man.
yeah, they are. They only have. I don't think they have any original members.
Yeah. It's either one or none.
No, they don't. Actually, they don't because
There's no original members?
no.
No, actually, their former bassist still works with me at Jewel Osco.
Well, now there you go. Well, wait a minute. How that brings up a little bit of a point. How are you able to still keep the name? I mean,
I was just thinking that.
because
Yeah.
okay, like with Kiss, okay, yeah, you have two of the members that are gone, and somebody else is wearing their makeup, but I can't even say the founding members who created the name are there because
Yeah.
Peter Criss came up with the name, and he's not there. But Gene owns the rights to it, so as long as Gene and Paul are still there.
Just
But-
like how Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, his dad came up with the name Dream Theater, and now Mike Portnoy's not even in the band.
So it's like, how are you able to keep the name? It seemed like that person would be able to sue, hey, that's my name. Stop. I mean, if you wanted to be a dick and do that.
Yeah.
I think what happened was when they got signed, the only original member of the band who was a guitarist,
They
was
recorded the album with him and kicked him out.
Yeah, so they would. I think Earache may have already had the rights.
Okay, that's shitty.
Feuding people.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, thanks for your name and record the band. Here's your replacement. Huh?
Yeah.
So what have shows been like for you guys? Have you played a lot? Have you played?
Yeah, I've been trying to work our ass off this summer and do as many shows as possible. We had
About four.
We had 3 in June, and now we had one on Sunday. And we got one this Saturday, and over in
Valparaiso.
Indiana, we're playing at Pepe's with the 2 and 9 festival.
Very cool.
And we played at Mojo's last Sunday, and that was our first and last time playing at Mojo's.
Tell us about it.
Oh, please do.
Well, they have this thing where like you have to sell 30 tickets,
Uh-huh.
and if you don't sell 30 tickets, you can't play there again.
which is okay by us.
Yeah,
What was the
And
price of the tickets?
$12.
Damn.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, they were opening for Becoming the Archetype,
Yeah,
which is a signed band with Inhale Exhale, and then they ended up getting their set cut.
yeah.
It was I think we played 3 songs. Then they told us time, and
Yeah.
we're like,
What?
yeah. And then we're like, can we at least have one more song?
They're like, "Do you have a really quick one?" We're like, "No." And like, well, just do. A
You
really
should have
quick
said
one.
yes and played your longest song. that you
Okay.
had left.
We did, but we
And
rushed.
extended the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Our singer. I've never seen our singer Dave so pissed off.
Yeah,
I thought he was about to jump off stage.
Considering that song has a pretty deep meaning to him, that we had to rush at the end.
Yeah,
See, I don't like that. And again, these are one of the things that's very much hurting the metal scene in this city. Selling your own tickets, I mean, that's some bullshit anyway. Make that, for the cover and tribute bands.
Yeah.
For an original band, especially an original band that's opening for a band that already has a national, syndicated CD or, signed to a label. Why are you making me sell my own
It's tough
tickets?
to do, especially for a local band.
At
to get an audience.
$12?
Yeah.
That should be up to the venue to do that, especially if they're the ones having the band there.
yeah.
At
I
least between the main headlining band and the venue, they should be the ones doing majority of the promoting.
There's this guy that I work with that was at the show, and we left. We'd stick around for a little bit after our set, but we were just in a really bad mood about it, and we took off.
Understandable.
And he said he went back for the last band, Becoming the Archetype, and they only had like 15 people watching them.
Wow.
And if you were walking around the venue, you would see there was no posters up advertising the show. And on Facebook and everything, he posted like maybe 2 things. Like
There was
within
posters
like 2
from
weeks
other
of it.
shows, but not
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. How many bands were playing that night?
I think 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think 3 locals and 3 national.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have.
That's not cool.
And I did a show when Mojo's was over in Orland Park back when I was a vocalist for Mortal Reaping in 2009. It was a battle of the bands, and the winner got to open up for Music as a Weapon tour. And it was the same deal. You got to sell the tickets, or you're going to be disqualified if you don't sell all of them. But instead of 30, we had to sell 50.
Oh
Wow.
So we didn't want to be disqualified, so we bought out over half of them.
Damn.
And we played the show and everything, and it turned out that he already had a winner picked before the show even went on.
See, that's some more bullshit.
Was it based on ticket sales?
No, because all bands had to sell 50 to even qualify.
Is it the same guy that's running the one out in
Yeah,
Joliet now?
it is.
And because that's the same thing that they were doing up over at Congress. I think they do it like once a year or something at the Box Social. They
Yeah,
do,
John Teeter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've had plenty of run-ins with those shows.
Yeah.
when John Teeter had that venue, the Corova, way out in Morris.
He still has that, doesn't he?
No, it closed,
It closed down.
Good.
I was at a
All his venues closed down, I think.
yeah. I
Did
was
he
at
own
a
the Pearl Room?
No, he
No.
didn't own the Pro Room. I
No.
don't know the real story why that place closed, but that sucks because that was a really good place to go see
Yeah.
shows. I saw so many shows of that
Well,
place.
yeah, that's where Bada Brew got their sound system
Yeah,
from,
it
man.
is.
That's why it sounds so badass at Bada Brew.
Yeah. I remember I was at a punk show at the Corova when one of my friends' band was playing, and the sound guy had no idea what he was doing.
He doesn't.
And like his mic went out on stage, and the sound guy was outside, and it took him like 10 minutes to come back inside, and it took him another 10 minutes to figure out what was wrong, and he still couldn't even figure out what to do.
Actually, I remember when I played my first show playing with JT Music. It was when we were in Access at the Time, our first show there. We had an intro which was supposed to be like an air raid siren because our whole theme was like
Oh, the
nuclear
story.
apocalypse and stuff. So we had an air raid siren going. It was supposed to end with an atomic bomb exploding and then kick into our set. After we played our first song, we stopped. And you could hear the air raid siren still playing. The sound guy, like, he didn't even bother turning it off. He had on loop. It's not supposed to be on loop.
Yeah.
That's retarded.
Oh my God! It's like, okay, you got these people in these positions. Like, not to offend you, but do you really know what the fuck you are
Yeah.
doing?
Even
Yeah.
at like main venues, man, like big another Hole in the Wall. A lot of times their sound guy doesn't even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Did you just get somebody off the street that, said they could, what did you get, Barney from The Simpsons?
Every time
That's what they did at the Corova because the girl who ran the venue was like a 17-year-old girl that's still in high school.
She was the door girl,
But then John Teeter just eventually gave her the keys to the venue and it's like, here, have fun.
her boyfriend was the sound guy. And all he did was, I guess, was just hang around there. And they were just eventually, you're hanging around so much, we'll just give you a job. You
Yeah.
can do sound.
There was actually one show I was at. It was another show that my friend's punk band played, and the sound guy didn't know what he was doing, so they asked me to do sound, not even
Nice.
knowing me. But like, there was this one kid that said that I like messed around with like home recordings a little bit, and so that they're like, good enough, do sound.
Apparently doing,
And I ended up doing sound for a band that was touring.
apparently
too.
doing like ghetto recordings at home is the equivalent to mixing sound at a live venue.
Yeah, according to them, it is.
Well, it's just like, playing on a flight simulator at home. Hey, can you fly this plane? Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same controls as a flight
Where'd
simulator.
you learn to do that? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
How many kids have learned how to drive through Grand Theft Auto?
Not the good way.
Well, they still learned how to do it. No, but there's a lot of craziness. I mean, $12 to sell your own tickets and then give you
It was also $14 if you bought at the door.
Yeah, if you weren't buying from us, if you just showed up to the venue, it was $2 extra.
And you think I'm going to buy some beer tonight?
Another
Okay.
Hole in the Wall
Their
does
bar,
that
their
a lot.
bar wasn't even open.
Yeah, they're supposed to, but I guess apparently they need to ask permission for alcohol every time there's a show. So, and they didn't. Probably because it was mainly a Christian metal show. I don't know.
And I also heard that at their shows,
fuck?
beer is like $4 a glass.
Oh, no.
I'm glad you guys got some dirt on some of these venues.
Yeah.
The dirt, I was actually talking with somebody about the dirt on the venues, and someone gave me the little bit of advice to be a little bit PC careful because you don't want the bands to bite the hand off of a potential person that may feed them.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, with places like that, blast the fuck out of them. Put them out on Front Street.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
that's
don't give a shit,
bullshit.
man. If there's a shitty venue that you know of, fucking name it.
Yeah.
Because, okay, what you need to do is either switch ownership over or close. We're going to go ahead and go for a break here. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with Orinoco.
Oh my God.
Orinoco.
Or I said Orinoco the second time. Didn't I say it the second time?
Second time,
It
yeah.
sounded
Yes.
like you said Morocco.
I did not say Morocco.
Stick to the fill in the blank. It's easier.
I want
for
in
you
Russia?
remember.
Just think foreign taco without the F.
I'll
or the
just say
T.
foreign taco for the rest of it.
That's going to be our mascot.
works
But I
too.
said it right the second time.
Can I dress up as the foreign taco mascot? I would love that.
We had the idea of having like a taco as like a background or something with like a French guy mustache.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
There you
I
go.
can see a lot of lawsuits there, but anyways, we're going to be right back. We're going to go to a break. You're listening to A Piece of Metal on Slam Internet Radio, and I didn't forget it this time, so and
Aren't you a
come
little
back with
old
us.
to do that?
No. Come back and listen to A Piece of Metal. Don't listen to the evil guy over on the other side of the room.
You're welcome, Tony.
Can't survive. Tasting down 10,000 knives. Body becomes numb. Down your legs, the fear begins to run. Trapped in this hell. All my demons seem to dwell. Living a life that seems so shit. I am dead in this prison city. nothing but sin. Follow what they believe or meet your demise. They will rape you with all their lies. Your beliefs defy their laws. Your faith challenges their cause. Sailing across the sea to kill your kind. The ones who survive will be confined. Follow what they believe or meet your demise. They will rape you with all their lies. No escape. Rotting in rusty cage. Forever to suffer as you age. Chained to blood-soaked walls. No remorse at all. No one can be saved. All shall be enslaved. Follow what they believe or meet your demise. They will rape you with all their lies. In a flash of the steel, refusing to bow and kneel. The assassin's final stand will forever stay this land. Dying, chewing pain. Warriors, greed. I lost my soul. Back in the valley. My hands did lay siege. To reach this broken down kingdom. Blinded and deceived. This falsehood is light. Hypnotized by the golden screams of rage. Forever banished from the garden. Such a price to pay. For the tasting of fruit. And as I wander, you use instructions. Only have I found faithless judges.
But I have seen the face of God on the devil that lives in my eye.
We are back here at Slam Internet Radio. You're listening to A
I
Piece
saw
of
you
Metal.
sneak that Skittle.
Yes, I'm nibbling on Skittles and
Tony
popcorn.
had to run and get his munchie food.
If you hear this rude chewing sound in the microphone, it's Tony
Hey,
sounding
I
like a cow.
have respect for my guests that listen to me out there, and I call you my guest.
so you're
Unlike
going to
the
chew in their ear.
trolls and wombats that I'm succumbed with around here in this area. Individuals who's not even worth a clean newspaper up under their filthy cages. Nevertheless, we're talking with,
Orinoco.
and I'm letting them to say it since I got brutally made fun of the last time, which I'm going to be traumatized for the next 3 minutes.
Good.
Always.
And we were talking about influences and pretty much had a good throwdown with a particular venue. Well, I guess I couldn't call it a
Couple of
throwdown
them.
if they're not here to, say anything back. But they got their, well-deserved saying about it because, I'm sorry, in order for something to be made better or to be brought out in the light, certain things are going to have to be said that may not be pleasant. And if a venue is not helping the situation, then you're obviously part of the problem. And if you're part of the problem, well, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk some more about solutions and problems. Let's start with my favorite subject, fan support. Do you get a lot of fan support?
From the shows we've had a lot of. We had a few of our friends come out. Most of the people that work with me and the drummer, they came out to Mojo's, and like when we go to shows and we play them, and like it's like friends of the other band, and a lot of them ended up digging us, even if it's like not really our scene. Like when we played June 18th at Another Hole in the Wall, it was more of a younger crowd, and we're more of like a, I guess, kind of old school sound. But there's a lot of people that I heard that really dug us and everything. And we played a benefit show over in Addison on June 26th.
I thought that one was going to be a train wreck, considering we were like the only metal band there.
Yeah.
And it was.
I hate those situations.
But
I've
we
been
got
there.
it was our hold on, I lost my train of thought. But we got like that was like the show we got like the best reactions
Yeah,
at.
people actually really liked us.
There was one guy who came up to us as we were loading up the van. He was like, "If my dick was bigger, everyone would see my heart on right now."
I wasn't
Turned
sure.
a man on.
I
How
wasn't
does
sure.
that make you feel?
I was about to say, how do you take that compliment?
Hey, they liked our music. That's cool.
That's all that matters.
He
Yeah.
went home, found you on the internet, and jerked one off.
Well, that was on FM radio, and it wasn't a guy. but-
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
yeah.
What show was this again?
We did a radio interview for 105.5 FM The Cat. It was a radio station around the Joliet area. And
Like the Kankakee area.
yeah, and we recorded it on July 2nd, and it aired just this past Thursday. And it was cool to actually have FM airplay for like a extreme metal band.
Well, yeah,
And-
that's any kind of airplay. I mean,
We
Lot-
gave you airplay.
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of people talk shit about this. It's like, well, how many people you got? More people than you have at your last show, you dickhead. So just
Yeah.
shut up and come on and, do your thing and be happy that somebody's giving you some airtime.
Yeah.
Not you guys. I mean, you guys are cool and.
Yeah.
We had some guy yelling at Tony. Well, not yelling per se, but
Oh no, he won and. Do your thing and be happy that somebody's giving you some airtime.
Yeah.
Not you guys. I mean, you guys are cool and.
Yeah.
we had some guy yelling at Tony. Well, not yelling per se, but
Oh no, he
at
wasn't
the-
yelling. I was
No, but
gonna-
at the last show, he was trying to start shit with him.
I definitely was
Oh,
going to
at
squash
City
it if he
Limits?
started
Yeah.
yelling.
What was going on? I don't.
Well,
think I was
I won't mention his name
Ah,
because
do
he
it
was
anyway.
drunk and probably doesn't even remember doing it. But somebody was giving me crap about the criteria of the show, and the criteria of the show is what we've said it. I've said it on the air a few times. I posted on the Facebook. You got 2.5 hours for $30 to promote your band,
Oh, yeah,
future
yeah.
shows, merchandise, your Facebook page, whatever. It's your show for that 2.5 hours, and he was like giving up guff about the $30 and well, it's less than 1,000 people. Like, motherfucker, you didn't have 800 people, in an entire year of playing to come see you.
Yeah.
You've had maybe at 6 shows combined 30 people. So that's $1 per person.
Yeah.
But look at all the bands that we've gotten on and the shows that they're playing and the word of mouth, and it benefits both.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. It makes our radio station grow. It gets more notoriety to the band. I mean, it's one hand helping out the other. Networking, people. Networking.
What he didn't understand is our show's only been around like 2 months.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we're growing as much as the local bands that are out here. And it helps both parties because of the fact that you're coming on here, you're gaining more fans, we're gaining
Damn
more
skip.
listeners, and it takes a while. Obviously, bands know that because they struggle to get their shows, their music heard, and anything that they can get, why can't they take?
Yeah.
And this is just another form of assistance. He even had the nerve to mention Google Radio. Well, we did a spot for, no, not Google Radio, some other like internet
Last
thing.
FM?
Rebel Radio.
I think so.
Rebel Radio only plays, though, from, I think, 2 to 5, and I think it's an AM station, right?
Yeah.
It's an AM station that only plays like 3 or 4 hours in the early morning, and I'm thinking, I get that guy is doing the same thing in a sense what we are, but he had to start out somewhere, too.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's gotten to the point that we're not at yet.
And
Yeah.
well, I mean, an AM band. I ain't trying to diss the guy or nothing, but an AM band.
Probably cheaper than getting FM time.
Exactly. And then how early are we talking? Like what?
I think it's like 1 or 2 in the morning that it starts.
Okay, so
It's a ridiculous
We're
time.
basically in the same boat here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can even get? Last time I tried, I couldn't even get AM reception on my radio. I couldn't even get the signal.
Who uses AM radio
Who
anyway?
uses
Exactly.
FM radio?
Yeah, right.
The old bastards that are buying out Q101.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. everything that we've grown up with, we're losing Q101 and the loop. What's everything going to turn to
No,
now?
the loop is still going. They only
I think
bought
this is
Q101.
no. There'll be a
Well,
No,
riot
bought
if they
the
try to
Loop,
fuck
too,
with
didn't
Loop.
they?
No, they bought the loop. They're changing
They
that
bought it?
around
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's
Damn.
the same person that owns both. Because if you did an internship with Q101, you could do it for the loop because it's the same people.
Right,
Yeah,
I
they're
knew
gonna
that,
buy
but
it,
I
but
thought
I
they
doubt
were
if they
only-
changed
I
the
know they had
format.
their. I know they had their studios in the same building too.
That's a
Right.
Chicago icon. They're not going to fuck with that. That's 30
So is
years.
Q101
Yeah,
though.
so is Q101. Q101's been around since like '92.
Did you guys hear that shit that they fired Sherman and Tingle?
Really?
All
Yeah.
of them are.
No, not most of them. There's some still on, but the Sherman and Tingle show in the morning, it was like yesterday or something that I heard those guys got fucking fired. And I went on their Facebook and all these people are just like, good luck to you and all. And I was like, you know what? Fuck those douchebags that got rid of your jobs. Because I was like, you know what? You probably had one of the best shows that was on Q101, and the fact that they fire you,
Yeah.
they were one of the reasons that they're getting the ratings they were.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's bullshit.
Did they fire Electra too?
Yep.
Thank God, because I hated her.
It's
We're
like,
gonna
yeah,
do
we
the
get
last
it. You,
letter
no,
game.
like,
Please
major-
call me because I want to play this song because it's raining, and you know how that makes me feel. Bitch, shut up and play music
you know who she
already.
reminds? She reminds me of that DJ from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on Radio X.
Oh yeah, that makes. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, we get it. You like Muse. Shut up.
she's not even that attractive for a
No.
girl named Electra. It's like.
Well, yeah, you would
Electra.
expect like
That's also a radio name. I'm pretty sure that's not her real name.
Oh, yeah.
and it's also a comic book character from Daredevil.
Yeah.
No shit. Let's point out the obvious, Tony.
Boom.
Jennifer Garner, much hotter than Electra.
No.
Whatever. Whatever.
The woman has a head of a cantaloupe. Well, she does. It's a big, giant cantaloupe
I don't think so.
without the freckles.
Nope. Nope.
It's kind of like Sarah Jessica Parker looking like a foot.
Ew.
No, did you guys see that South Park episode when they had her in the forest
Oh,
with the
yeah, that
animals
was
because they were
amazing.
trying to get her shot? That was
That was
awesome.
amazing. I was at a. I saw someone that looked like. I kind of looked at it. It was like Jennifer Garner looks like that dude, and I was like, who is it? I was like, oh wait, because I just remembered who it was. Eric Rutan.
Hey, Turtle.
Jennifer Garner looks like Eric Rutan.
Oh my god.
We'll have to pull up a picture for you, Tony.
I know, because that can't be a good visual. But no, what
Like
was-
nothing against Eric Rutan. I have more respect for him than Jennifer Garner because I've never met Jennifer Garner, and I met Eric Rutan that night, and he was really nice. You'd think he'd be kind of a dick because of the track record he has, of all the albums that he's done, and everything he's
And
accomplished.
he's always seemed like a down to earth guy.
Yeah, he is.
I wonder if he regrets doing the new Morbid Angel album though.
Well, I don't know. You look at it like this. He's not maybe doing what he wants to do, but he's doing a hell of a lot more of what he wants to do, more so than what I am. Aside from this radio station, I love doing
Yeah.
this. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I do. And I love you and Dennis
Quit
immensely.
lying. You know you hate me.
All right, it's either that or I pay you. I mean, so
Yeah, pay me,
We're
motherfucker.
only
Damn.
here. We're only here because Tony doesn't want to sit in a room and talk to himself for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Although he can very well do that.
And
know
I
he-
have.
He'd be at that
In your
moment when
head.
he's walking back and forth, going, "I don't think I'm alone. I don't think I'm alone."
Well, I already know that I'm not alone, and as much as the doctors keep telling me that I am, I refuse to listen, and so does George and Benny.
Unfortunately, the mics can't take the voices that are in your head.
Yeah, they do.
No, wait, not voices in his head. I think he just named off his imaginary friends.
That just made me think of the Daniel Tosh joke where he's like, I have voices in my head, but they speak in Spanish. I have no idea what they're saying.
Well, mine speak in German.
Oh.
Well,
Stop trying to steal a joke.
hey, if it ain't nailed down, I'm picking it up.
Just keep chopping on those Skittles over there. We'll take it
They're
from
all
here.
gone.
Oh.
I'm sure
I
you
don't know, I
got
was
more
having
in
a-
your pocket.
Well, I wish. I was having a bit of a Skittle fix earlier, and I had to get some right before we ran into the studio, which, oddly enough, I had enough time to do.
Damn junkie.
But no, we were talking about a second about the Q101 and the loop. If they fuck with the loop's format, loop has been around
Long
over
ass time.
30 years.
Yeah.
That station went on the air. Let's see, 1970. Yeah, I was 5 years old when that station went on the air, and it's been the pinnacle of rock music in Chicago. Now, of course, after a certain amount of time, they started playing like repetitive classic rock over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Like Fog had released a new album. Okay, they played it, and then 20 years later, they're still playing that same Foghat album, that they released 20 years ago and still playing it today. And now they're playing Metallica and Anthrax and other heavy metal bands in rotation that are not as heavy as the current metal. But if they start fucking with that format, it's going to be a riot. The people in Chicago, I mean, look at the things that we've had to deal with in the city. Marshall Field's being bought out by them bastards from New York called Macy's. Whoever the people are that bought the Sears Tower and changed name.
I don't care what anyone says. It's a Sears Tower.
It's still the fucking Sears Tower.
U.S. Cellular is still Comiskey.
Comiskey Park.
Comiskey, not Kaminsky.
Kaminsky, Kosmininsky.
God damn
It's
you,
still
Tony.
named
Your
after that
face.
famous Polish guy.
Yeah.
We've had to deal with a lot. Now you're going to fuck with the one radio station we have that plays some cool sounding shit. No, we're not standing for it. We will take baseball bats. We're going to someone's kneecaps.
And it's bad enough that the music scene is already fucked around here, too.
Okay, and now you're taking away our one stations? Anybody remember when Chicago used to have 4 heavy metal stations?
Yeah.
No.
Then it dwindled down to 1, and that one was fighting for so many years. Then they got bought out.
That's why I love the whole Chicago Women in Metal thing, because they're like the only thing that's really keeping the scene alive of people that are actually supporting the local scene.
I agree.
God bless
And-
all of you.
And like you guys said earlier, man, they're not looking to make $1. They're doing
Yeah.
it for the bands, which is what everyone else needs to fucking start doing around here. Because everyone around here just wants $1.
Yeah.
They ain't doing shit but making money.
If it wasn't for the Chicago Women in Metal, we'd probably relocate somewhere that has a better scene.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that, but when I get my band, I'm definitely going to be in the laps of all of the Chicago Winter Metal.
Because
You're
they'll
just
all be
full
in
of
your
talk.
band, right?
I'm only hearing when I get.
But no, you know what? I wanted to make a point on what Dennis just said. It's not a bad thing if a person wants to do something like do a small business and help out bands and make $1. That's not a bad thing. But what you also said was making $1 or going after it, and not doing jack shit. Now there we have a problem, and you have a lot of so-called promoters and I like that word, promoter. It's like producer. It's like, what do you do? Well, I'm a producer. Oh, really? Who have you produced? I work in a studio. Okay, but you said you were a producer. Uh-huh. Producers produce somebody.
Anybody that would make them money.
Exactly. But you suck as a musician, you suck as a producer, but you throw that title around hoping that someone will give you money to produce their CD, and you have no idea what the shit you're doing. And there's too many people like that in Chicago. I'm not against anyone trying to make $1, but damn, at least back up what you say you claim you can do. I'm a guitar player. I can play guitar. Okay, you want to pay me to be in your band or pay me to do a sound demo, that's one thing. For the most part, I might just do it for free. But if I throw out that I'm like this great, phenomenal guitar player, then I get in the studio and you hear me do 2 chords and 2 note bends and then still expect to be paid, well, I'm probably going to get a baseball bat upside the head.
Yeah.
I mean, just for once, we would just like for people, if they say who they are, to honestly be able to back it up. Anyone can say they're a promoter. Anyone can say they're a booking agent. All right, get me some shows. And they get you the shows in the same places that you look and be like, I could have got this myself.
And that's exactly why I was really happy with Nick from the Nook, because when he says he's a producer, he actually is a producer. Like, he helped us so much the entire time we were recording. He wasn't just a guy that just pushed buttons and just hit record. He actually, if he felt like a part needed something, he gave suggestions. He guided us through, made our songs sound so much better than they were.
Yeah, he had great ideas, like stuff that we never even thought of, and he told us the ideas, and we worked it out, and we're like, wow, that sounds a lot better now.
And that's what a producer does and is
Yeah.
supposed to do.
We have I posted a video of us, the making of the demo. It's on YouTube, so whoever wants to go look it up and find it.
Give a full name of it or the full link of it.
Making of the Orinoco demo. Just
Easy enough to remember.
yeah, and I'll post on I post it on our Facebook every now and then, and you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/Orinoco Chicago.
Spell Orinoco for them.
Yeah, I was just getting to that.
Oh, okay.
You didn't give me no time.
Yeah, man. She likes
Nice
to cut
reptile.
people off. You'll get
So
used
I've
to
noticed.
I like to have a say.
Well, to spell it, it's Orinoco.
Now you
Chicago.
can talk. No.
And I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to spell that.
Okay, I'll remember it. I'll write it down later.
Yeah.
They're added onto a Piece of Metal's page. Tony, don't go searching.
I know because I put it there.
God. Okay. Well, anyway,
I'm 10 years old again, and I'm proud of it.
you've had too much sugar.
He did.
I ain't got enough in me yet. I'm about to get some more.
The
just for
ADD's
that.
kicking in.
Oh God. What growing up did you guys find to be influencing you guys to be playing the music you are today?
Well, for me, well, I didn't really start noticing music. I mean, my parents listened to a lot of different styles. My mom's favorite band's the Beatles, so I listened to that. When I was
Yay to the
younger.
Beatles.
And my dad listened a lot. He listened to a lot of country back in the day. He doesn't listen to as much now, but what I was drawn to when I was younger was his Black Sabbath CDs and his Metallica and Megadeth CDs. I wasn't into like music like I am now. It wasn't until I turned 14 and I started listening to stuff like I discovered like System of a Down, and I rediscovered Metallica from a musician standpoint. That I started really getting into music, and then from then on, I started getting into heavier music. Like I started discovering like Slayer, Morbid Angel, Suffocation, stuff like that, and it all went from there.
Yeah, when I was 10 years old, my cousin bought Static X's Wisconsin Death Trip when it first came out. And he showed it to me, and that was like the first time I'd ever been interested in listening to music. And that's why I got the Static X emblem tattooed on my arm. And I listened to them for a while, and I got into like the hard rock thing. Like I listened to 94.7 The Zone religiously. Like in 6th grade, my favorite band was Stained, and they're still one of my favorites to this day. I know they're not metal or whatever, but I have a very wide variety of music
They're metal.
taste.
We acknowledge them as metal.
They've played a lot of shows with a lot of metal bands.
Yeah. And then when I was a freshman, it was like the very end of my 8th grade year, this one kid that we used to hang out with, his name was Alex Flat. He goes by Alexi Escaritas now, but I don't care what anybody says. His name is Alex Flat.
Oh my God.
And he showed me Slipknot, and I heavily got into them, and I was all new metal throughout my freshman year, like Slipknot, Mudvayne, Korn, all that. And then near the end of it, when Tom started getting into more extreme metal, he started talking about all these bands, so I looked them up. And I remember, like, when I first started getting into a lot of the heavier stuff, and, like, it was heavier to me at the time, but now it's kind of tame. But, like, I first remember hearing 6 Pounder by Chosen to Bodom on Demand, and also Conquer All by Behemoth. And those are 2 bands that he talked about a lot, and that's when I really started getting into extreme metal. And I basically spent a few years just listening to nothing but death metal. Like, me and him were like that. Like, we listened to a lot of Unique Leader, but way back in the day when they had, like, Vile and Deeds of Flesh and all that.
Really, like, brutal stuff that, like, was almost like Cannibal Corpse on steroids.
Yeah.
Zoomed.
Yeah, that was a huge one for me.
Oh boy.
And I got out of high school, and, like, I had spent too long trying too hard to be this true metal warrior. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to whatever I want. So that's how I just listened to whatever.
Yeah, me and Rob nowadays listen to stuff we would have listened to back in the day. Like I've learned to rediscover bands I would have ignored back in the day.
Yeah.
Like softer stuff. Like I've even started rediscovering Korn, who I used to like when I was younger, but also stuff like Killswitch Engage and stuff. I like stuff with a lot of melody nowadays also.
Yeah. And I really love a lot of the gothic rock and goth metal kind of stuff. Like, one of my favorite bands is him. And I also like the 69 Eyes and the German band Down Below. And I listen to a lot of that stuff, too.
That's a good array of music that you guys
know.
got.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people who are not versed with metal bands would think, well, what's the difference? It's all metal. But the bands that you mentioned are so greatly different from each other. Yes, they're all within the metal genre, but they're so greatly different from each other that you would not even find them in the same section at a record or a CD store. But that's a person, who's ignorant to the existence of metal. I'm the same way with rap and hip hop. You put a gun to my head and ask me, what's the difference? I'm going to stand there and look stupid and say, This one's wearing black jeans. The other one's wearing like blue.
Yeah, I've always had trouble with that too. It's like, why do you differ them? They're the same thing.
As far as I can hear, but
Someone said something to me a while ago that it actually made sense. They're like, you can dance to hip hop, you can't dance to rap.
huh?
That's the simplest anyone's ever put it to me.
Rap is more of like freestyle beats, more of like the grittier stuff. Hip hop is something like Usher that is played in clubs that you're able to
Yeah.
dance to.
I don't think you
He
can dance
still looks
NWA.
confused.
No.
Well,
Definitely not.
whenever there was a point in my life, that I did go to the clubs and dance.
What?
Well, hey, I was trying to get laid.
Tony-
You
Tony-
made this man hit his head on a microphone.
Tony
man.
dancing
Yes,
at a club?
I did that once before, and
Once?
well, a few times.
Oh boy.
Well,
I
hey,
have a few times too, but I was quite intoxicated.
and so was I, Miss 98 Degrees.
Sorry. I do go to the club though because I do like to dance, but
Well, it's
I
okay.
can't
disgusting.
see you like.
I'm
me
the
to dance.
whitest dancer in the world.
So am I, but I'm proud of it. you guys see my YouTube videos? It's like me jumping up and down, pretty much. It's
I will
not-
stand there on the dance floor
It's
and do
worse
like
than that,
crab
Tony.
core squats.
Walk like a crab.
Yeah, crab people, crab people.
Nice.
I actually dance, but then I guess in this room that makes me out to be the dork. But I didn't do very well in that scene because, okay, if I did meet someone and quite possibly maybe gotten a chance to get lucky, get to my place and she would go on my computer and she's looking at my
All the porn.
iTunes and it's like, okay, no porn. I know how to,
Why'd she
yes-
have time to get to the computer?
Yeah,
because
what are you
Tony-
doing?
I'm getting beer out of the refrigerator. I'm
No,
trying
man,
to be
she's supposed to
gracious.
be with you.
That's
getting
not
the
the
beer.
way
I-
to get laid,
I
Tony.
know, but see, I don't rush into it like some animal tearing into meat.
We're not saying
I
that,
do.
but you definitely don't leave them
Yeah,
by your
some of them
computer.
like that.
Well, I mean, she wanted to hear some music. I told her,
That's why you have a stereo.
no, I'm one
you
of
have
the
any
modern
Megadeth?
cats. And wait a minute, and there it was. It's like, she's looking at, my iTunes. She's like, I don't know the names of any of these bands. I'm like, the hell's wrong
How
with
long
you?
ago did you go to the club? Because when did iTunes come out for you, Tony?
I've had iTunes for quite
Don't
a
make him think too hard now.
I'm just wondering how recent this is.
I've had iTunes for quite some time. And yes, it was a few years ago for those humans that, are out there listening. Bunch of cheese herders. But no, that was the letting me know that this is not my scene. These are not my people.
Yeah.
Why am I interacting with them? And I stopped going there. And I now stand proud on the fact, stick with your own kind. They are not welcome in our scene.
I saw this picture online from the Energy nightclub. And
Energy is so shitty.
yeah, I could tell by the pictures.
Oh my god.
The name itself kind of,
I have a story. I'll tell it later of Energy Night.
Like-
Tell it after we come back
I
from break
will.
because we're
I
going
will.
to jump on a break here. We're going to stretch our legs a little bit, get some more Skittles, and we're going to come back into the booth here, and he's setting up for some more music right now.
Yeah, I want to. Our friends band from the local scene, Impale, they're playing at Reggie's this Saturday.
Oh, who was also at the Chicago Metal Barbecue, and they were
Merchants
Yeah.
show.
kick-ass Metal Merchant show, and
Which I will be there. Dennis might be there, and we're going because Beneath the Stairs is
who was
actually
also here.
the band that was on 2 weeks ago is
Mm-hmm.
going to be filming a video of the live concert footage. And also, I want to remind people, Skinwalker, the band that was on last week, is playing a show at Double Door. They're filming. No, they're doing a live CD
Yeah.
over at Double Door. So if you want to go to either Metal Merchants or to see Skinwalker,
Double Door's one place I'd like to get into.
definitely.
I played
That's
Double
all
Door
Saturday.
stage. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back after a moment. You're listening to A Piece of Metal here on Slam Internet Radio. Come back. If you don't,
That last
Wait-o.
word? That was not English. Radle? A
I-
piece of metal radle?
Slam Internet Radio. Is that better now?
Yes, it is.
I promised Impale I'd play them on here.
Oh,
So
go for it.
Okay,
Here
we're
we
about to
go.
hear some Impale. we on the air again?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
back.
All
We're
right.
just talking for no reason at all.
Dennis, you want to go ahead and like shout out real quick because I gotta adjust myself in this wooden like, chair
I put him in the bad chair.
that was made back in the 1520s.
Let's give a shout out to the blue chair that Tony's about to sit in
What are
right
you
now.
poking me
We had to
for?
rush in
Okay.
like 20 seconds.
Unless you want me to like.
Do shout out, Dennis.
Well, let's give a shout out to the Chicago Women of Metal for putting on an awesome fucking party last weekend.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to give any out?
Okay.
Um,
Well, actually, what I wanted you to do, what the
interrupted.
shout out was like, say the radio
they're
station
talking
name.
now.
That's not a shout out. That's an introduction.
They're doing shout outs now, Tony.
God.
Shut up.
Well, you,
Shut up. They're doing shout outs.
Hey, Piece of Metal's back on. Now go ahead and finish your shouting outing.
yeah, I just wanted to give another shout out to Impale. That was the first song that we played on there. It's Tasteless Souls. It was out their demo. I think they recorded it at the Nook too. And I know on the playlist I also got another Chicago local band, November's Doom, who I'm a huge fan of.
We
I
gotta
didn't
get them on
realize
the
they
show
were from
also.
Chicago.
Yeah. I used to work at a Halloween store over in Countryside, and I saw the singer in there with his wife and daughter, and they were shopping.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How about you? We're waiting on
Um,
you. Your dad, maybe, for
Yeah,
being a
I'd like to give a
badass?
shout out to my dad, who's very supportive of my music. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Hey, your father just became friends of mine on Facebook, and he texted me not text, but he gave me a like and gave some pretty positive, kind words, and I just sent him back some cool words also. So
I'd also like to give a shout out to anyone who's listening. And thanks for the support, keeping the local scene alive.
keeping the local scene alive, keeping the music going, and remembering that street metal was made here in Chicago.
Yeah. So what were we talking about before we went to the break?
He was
I
talking
know-
about a picture that he saw at an Energy nightclub, and I was going
Oh
to
yeah,
share a
you
story.
had a story.
Oh,
for that
God.
club. That's what it was.
Let's hear that story now.
Yes.
No, I want to hear about the picture first.
No, we want to hear
No,
about the
we
story.
wanna-
Oh, dear
story.
God. Okay.
Let's
so-
go, Miss Talkie Talk.
Oh, God. My first time clubbing. Okay, I don't go that often. But
Liar.
it was... No.
Already lying about this.
I haven't been since February. I'm in need. But anyway, so it's like it was my junior year of high school, and it was my best friend and one of our other friends. We were like, oh, we're going to go to the club. And of course, like, Energy is the only place that we knew that we could get in at our time. So, of course, my friends both had the curfew of whenever they wanted, maybe like midnight. And, of course, we had to be out of there at midnight. The club was going to close. So I had to be home exactly at midnight. And my friend didn't even tell her mom that she was going to club because she was going to get mad. The other one knew nothing of it either. So my mom was the only one that knew we were going to club. We were straight up honest with her. We took, my friend had just gotten her license. If we take her van, that's like ghetto van, the doors wouldn't lock, made weird sounds.
I had one of those.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a shit.
Anyone
And-
that's in a band has one of those bands.
Right. So
Mine crapped out on me 3 weeks after I bought it because the transmission went out.
Oh man.
that sucks. So we take this van, and we make it out there kind of okay. We thought we were going to miss it because we saw it out to the side of the road. And we were like, oh, we got to turn around. So we ended up like going down this dirt road, and this car was following us, and there's no one around. So our first thought is, holy shit, we're going to get murdered. Like, it was something out of a horror movie. Like, we're both going, oh my God, what's going to happen next? We have to turn around. This car keeps following us, and we're just like, keep going. Like, we can't turn around. This car's following us, something. So then we end up turning around. The car ended up passing us up. We make it back to the club okay, and we go in, and no one's really even there. Like, it was supposed to be a big night, and no one's really there. Some weird Polish guys, I'm dancing with my one friend, and we thought we were going to get caught from our friend because she accidentally answered the phone
You DJ
while
on
we
the
were
weekends?
driving, and she might have heard something about the club. And, drinking water or something to try to keep
Sure,
hydrated.
that's what you were.
You know what? Shut up.
Someone
Okay,
put something in
So,
it.
the worst part,
That's why she saw
my
the
friend
van.
never showed up that was supposed to. He was closing at Oberweis at the time, and he couldn't make it out. He was the one supposed to come on and hang out with us, and he couldn't make it. So then we ended up leaving, 20 minutes before we had to get home because we figured, we're not that far from home. Well, we didn't have a GPS, and we had no idea how to get home. And we ended up in Darien, which is like a half hour or so from my house in the wrong direction. And I'm starting to not feel it well at all. Like, I'm starting to feel sick. And so we're trying to go back and forth, and I'm calling my friend. I'm going, we're lost. We're in the wrong town. We're past Darien by now. We didn't know where to go. And I'm going and freaking out because I was, like, going to be late for curfew, and nobody knew where we were, really, except for my mom. And one of my friend's moms kept calling, going, where are you? You know, we're so mad. Like, you got to get home. So we're finally on a road home and ended up throwing up all over the front seat of the car.
Because of the water.
All
I was
over.
going to say you only had water.
All
If no.
over my Converse. Okay.
Because of
well,
water.
I'll tell you why afterwards. So we ended up like getting to my house at the corner of my street, and I ended up jumping out, getting home, and my mom never knew that I was late getting home that night. She didn't even like care or question or anything. My friend's mom, once they turned down her block, I guess she was waiting outside, frantic. She had already called the other one's mom, going, are they home yet? They took the van, whatever. And I felt bad because there was puke all in the front seat. My friend's freaking out because it smells so bad. She's mad because she has to clean the car. It's not even her car, it's her mom's. I never got in trouble for it. I ended up having the flu all weekend. Like
How
throwing up
convenient.
flow. Yeah, that's what I thought because it was Thanksgiving weekend too. It was the day after Thanksgiving. I ended up getting sick with the flu for 3 days.
That's what you get.
And my mom never
for
found out
drinking
about
water.
it. But
In quotes.
because the fact I threw up in her car, her mom was so mad at me because the smell would not go away for like weeks.
No, sweetie, that's
I'm
two
gonna-
smells that you can't get rid
Oh,
of.
I know.
Vomit and cat shit. I mean,
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna top off that story with my 21st birthday. I
oh,
fucking,
yeah.
Yes.
Or my 21st
Were you
birthday.
there, Tony?
Nobody told me about it.
That was a great fucking night. My bass player took me out on an awesome fucking night of just partying. We went to Debonair, saw a free burlesque show. After that, we went to Blue Light and just got totally fucked up. I couldn't even walk straight. We were just like falling all over shit, and I busted my keys. Fucking. But yeah, I wound up throwing all over the back seat of my bass player's brand new car, and that smell. It just smelled like rancid ass for a good 3 weeks.
Rancid alligator ass
Oh,
at that.
yes.
Let's get it right.
Rob.
Ew.
My 21st birthday party.
Yes.
Oh God.
Was it anything like last weekend?
Yeah, except for it wasn't me.
It was
awesome.
it was a buddy of ours, actually, my old guitarist and vocalist. He drank literally an entire 750 of Jaeger by himself.
He was double fisting it with Dos Equis.
Yeah, so he had beer and Jaeger. All I remember is him giving me the oddest stare, like he was just staring at me like he was dying. Then he puked literally all over his
Blech.
table and floor and passed out while vomiting.
He's a big guy too. We got it on video because a lot of times at my house,
Can't hold his liquor. Damn.
a lot of times at my house, we party and we film it, and it never really ends up on YouTube except for when we had Upon a Burning Body over at my house, and we put a 2-minute little clip of us all making this girl chug a drink of just beer and liquor and everything mixed into it because she lost Circle of Death. But on the videos for my 21st birthday party, when Joe's passed out on the ground, he sounds like a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
Awesome.
He's out of frame, but you hear like
It was an intense night, especially when when he finally came through. He was like still like out of it until he had his music player on, and End of Heart by Killswitch Engage came on, and as soon as that opening riff came on, he just stood up with devil horns.
he was like he came back from the dead.
It was the most ridiculous thing.
Because
I've
like
ever
an
seen.
hour later, he was passed out face down in the bathtub.
Ew.
So what are some other great party moments of Orinoco?
Wow.
Did he say that correctly?
No.
Orinoco.
I was trying to figure that out.
Orinoco.
Orinoco.
Don't worry, I had to think about it
Orinoco.
too.
There you go.
Morgan, get him.
Orinoco.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I corrected myself. It's cool.
And I remember a few weeks ago, she was the one who got the most off pronunciation I've ever heard so far.
Uh-huh.
I think I pronounced it like Orinoco.
You said Orion.
Orion?
Yeah.
yeah,
I do remember you
did.
saying that because
Orinoco?
I was like, wait a minute, a band named himself after a Metallica instrument?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
shit.
See, he was listening and he heard you.
Yeah.
We actually played with a band with the name Orion.
Oh, yeah, way back in our old band in Ritual and Death.
Was
back
it
in-
Orion 9?
No, they were just called Orion. They
My,
mentioned-
my one of my old bands, when I was in Exorcism, we played with Orion 9.
no, this band was way different. They kind of sound like a mirror.
Their bassist was also in the band Demolisher, who's on Century Media now, but he's not in the band no more.
All I remember is that they played a song that they dedicated to, I guess, a friend's dad of theirs that was dying of cancer, and they called it "Something Smells Dead."
That's terrible.
That was the most
I was like,
Yeah.
That's
I was like,
kind of
what?
disrespectful. I mean, if you're giving a song out to somebody and they're not dead yet, then why would you say that? But
Well,
anyway,
we played a show with a band called Smokable Politics, and the guy Kevin was singing a song or giving singing a song for his mother, who at that time was well into her 80s, and he starts playing these like beautiful melodic opening arpeggiated chords. And everybody in the room is looking at each other because we know that he can't be playing what we think he's playing. And he was playing Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. And we're all looking like, are we the only ones that think this is inappropriate? I mean, okay, yeah, the woman has, lived quite a few years, and she wasn't exactly in the best of health. But damn, I mean, could you find a better song to play for the woman? I'm sure she was looking at him like, damn, you bastard, why don't you wait until my body is at least cold in the ground first before you start celebrating?
Well, you could have done Dust in the Wind.
That would have been a hell of a lot better than that.
back to party moments. You
Yeah,
guys.
I'm trying to think of it. What other good party moments have we had? What about, or should we tell that story? Derek's birthday.
Oh God.
Speak.
Our drummer Derek's birthday this past February. We went to the Silver Slipper, which is a strip club out in Ottawa.
Yeah, I know what it
Gotta
is.
check that out, man.
Yeah.
I'm down for strip clubs.
And
Is
Well,
this
I don't know
appropriate
exactly
for your
where it
dad
is,
to be
but
listening
I've
to?
it's
heard
right
of
off
it.
of 80. Right off of 80.
Yes, like it go around through the left. Never mind.
does your dad know about this? Is this clean to talk about?
It's fine. It's like it was.
Making
it was.
sure it's parental advised.
We went just for the sole purpose of celebrating Derek's birthday because it was like his favorite strip club.
I went there to convert people to Christianity and save their souls.
All right, Kirk
Liar.
Cameron. But we went there on his birthday, and we went through like 8 pitchers of beer. And
Not me. I was sober. I was watching you guys.
Yeah. And Derek got brought on stage for his birthday, and the strippers beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, it was like the special. A buddy of his paid like $150 or so for like special birthday treatment, which involved him getting stripped of his clothes. Like literally, they gave him an atomic wedgie so atomic that
They ripped his boxers off, and they ripped his shirt off
Ow.
too, and they drew a bikini on him in permanent marker, and they drew a penis on his back, and it says "I fucked the Easter Bunny."
And then they flipped him upside down, pulled his pants far way down so you could see his ass, and then the one chick stuck her stiletto into it. Oh man!
We were laughing so hard. Tom was hyperventilating. I fell on the ground crying.
Okay, and where's the enjoyment? Who's
This just
enjoying?
sounds like public humiliation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Don't
that's
pay
the
attention
think
to
about.
strip
This is probably
club.
bad deal. I wonder if Derek's going to be pissed or not that we just.
He
said
don't
that.
have a computer.
Yeah, that's true. But what about his girlfriend?
She didn't get to listen to us either.
Oh my God!
That's like humiliation right there.
Let's see. Do I have anything wacky? Outland? Well, probably not to the degree of that.
Well, there's more to the story.
Here it comes.
We were sitting right by the stage, and this is like 8 pitchers of beer later, and I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, "I'm fucking annihilated!"
Then came the after party.
Oh, yeah.
if you could call an after
The
party.
ride home, Derek stole the bucket that was out front that people put their cigarettes in, and my face was in that bucket the whole ride home. And we were passing our place in Morris on the highway.
which sells fried macaroni and cheese wedges.
Yeah, and they're amazing. when you're drunk, but when you're that drunk, they're not that amazing.
I'm about to say that's not a good
So I would
relationship in the stomach.
Being the dick I am, and talking about like in gruesome detail how greasy and amazing the stuff is makes him throw up even more.
Yeah, we drove past it, and I hear someone say our place. I'm like, no mac and cheese wedges right now. And Tom's like, you don't want no mac and cheese wedges? Grease dripping out of it, macaroni, and I'm like,
Oh my god.
Oh my man.
man.
I've missed those years.
Yeah.
Let's see. What happened to me on my 21st birthday? Oh, I got a gun stuck in my face by some gangbangers.
Where'd you party at? Detroit?
No, southeast side of Chicago.
Oh, I was just gonna say that too,
I
man.
was like, I'm just walking down the street, and it's like I didn't have any particular plans, and
Were you drunk at this time?
I was going to go and get something
Oh.
to drink, and
I
instead,
can't imagine how it'd be if you were drunk when that happened.
and I was cold sober, and I'm like thinking, wow, I'm 21, and I'm about to get my fucking head blown off. Turns out they didn't kill me. They just trying to get a rise out of me, and were very impressed with the fact that I didn't drop down on my hands and knees and start begging and pleading
Yeah.
for my life, which said one of two things about me. I got a gun stuck in my face. I just turned 21, and I'm like, oh, well, let's get it over with. I'm thinking my shit must be really fucked up if I don't care this much about my own life at 21. Either that or I didn't think they were going to do anything.
Yeah.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
They actually got me a couple of cases of beer. Cheap beer. Well,
Like Keystone.
Well, no, it was like those tall cans of malt liquor.
Oh, 40s.
Yeah, well, no, not the 40s, just the
Okay.
like a case of the big cans.
Yeah.
And I had 6 of them, and then, wait a minute, it's been more than 7 years now, so I guess I can tell this. I got drunk enough where I tried to break in a Guitar Center. 2 separate events. When the Guitar Center was over on 95th and Western, over by Evergreen Plaza.
Yeah.
Me and some buddies, we were actually drinking 40s this night, and it was my birthday. I had 3, and I said, hey, let's finish these 40s and go break in a Guitar Center. And of course, 5 of us, hell yeah, let's do it. Fuck yeah, all right. Okay, we take the last sip of the last 40. I stand up. All right, let's go. What? We're going to go break in the Guitar Center. No, man, I don't want to do that. I got to wait and go to work tomorrow. and the other guy, he was like, yeah, man, I got stuff. The one other guy was actually honest. I don't want to go to jail. And I'm looking at them like, you all a bunch of fucking pussies. So I get up, head up towards the Guitar Center, and I was on the south side. Little did I know, at that drunken state, I forgot all the buses stopped running.
Yeah.
So I walk all the way to the Guitar Center, an 8.5-mile walk. What happens to the human body that's drunk that walks 8 miles?
Not drunk no more.
You become perfectly sober. By the
Wondering where you are.
No, even worse. I was on the roof of the Guitar Center, pulling the fan grate off, sticking my hand in, cold sober, a big-ass giant light hanging over me, and it just dawned on me, I'm not drunk anymore. I got my hand inside of a store, and there's windows in back of me. Oh, well. I proceeded to try to fit myself through the rest of the fan
I've
grate.
gone this far.
Hell, I made it already this point. If I'm going to jail, let me at least touch something.
Yeah.
And I'm up there making a hell of a lot of racket, and finally, I'm like completely cold sober now. So fear and paranoia starts to set in. I got to get out of here. I jump down, walk down the street. What happens? A squad car pulls up in front of me. 2 female officers. Hey, sweetheart. What are you doing around here? Heading home. Where are you coming from? Damn. Do I lie and say I just tried to make a failed attempt breaking into the Guitar Center? Or do I just make up a random address, hoping to God that they don't go looking for it and seeing if I was actually there? I went with the second one. And they gave me a ride to the train station. It's like, I'm sure somebody up there, or even God himself has been looking down on me. It's like, I am sick and tired of saving your ass over and over and over again. I got a lot of shit to deal with when I get up there.
That must have been a nerve wracking being in the cop car like that after you just tried to break into Guitar Center.
And I'm like thinking, okay, they just set me up. They got the call that Guitar Center was broken into, and I'm going to jail. And I got to explain to my parents. And wait, my buddies, who aren't shit really, not only did they not come with me, they gave me a list of shit to steal for me.
How the fuck are you supposed to carry all that?
That's what I was
Exactly.
gonna
And I'm
ask.
like-
How are you bringing
Yeah.
that all back
Shit,
to your
man,
place?
give me
I
a
mean,
bit-
what was your plan afterwards? So I'm going to walk down the street with a giant amplifier.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I was going to steal guitars, and I was going because one guy got arrested a long time ago for stealing a guitar, but he didn't steal the case, and a cop stopped him and asked him to play something, and of course he couldn't play one chord on it, and he had a $3,000 guitar in his hand. It's like, okay, yeah. Last time I saw a person that had a $3,000 guitar in their hand and couldn't play it was in jail,
Yeah.
which is where you're going. Me, at least I could play it, and I also have enough sense to know to steal the cases to go with it. But I guess it would have been a little circumspect. You got like one guy, you know, some 22-year-old kid walking down the street with 8 guitar cases under each arm. Yeah, they're mine. Yeah, I'm going to explain that I got enough musical instruments in me that's more expensive than the squad car
Yeah.
that's pulling me over. Oh, 22. Well, you all are still in your 20s.
I've been getting some text from people, one of them being a mutual person that we know, Adam Luby. They want to know how you guys got your name.
Well, my dad actually suggested it. It actually did come from the Enya song, which that's again from just listening to music that's not metal, that's relaxing music for me, and my dad got me into that stuff. But also, I just like the sound of the name. It's a river in Venezuela. And I just thought it sounded cool. We knew no metal band at least would have it.
And plus, the way that we write music, it all just kind of flows out like a river.
And it's also part of that, you know, don't give a fuck metal also.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what when people were like, I knew when people would ask where'd you get the name from, and I would say Enya song. I knew people would get stares. I'm like, I don't care. It's like,
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that's cool that you guys are very open-minded to everything that's around you, and especially
Yeah.
if you take your name from an Enya song.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you guys have more shows coming up? I know that you've been talking about one on the 27th.
Merchandise?
Merchandise, anything for
We
people?
are working on getting like T-shirts and everything.
yeah, that's still a work in progress. But we should definitely have some soon.
Yeah, and this Saturday we're playing over near Valparaiso, Indiana, at Pepe's Live Entertainment
We'll
Grounds.
be playing with actually, like earlier we mentioned, the record label Unique Leader, one of their bands, Applaud the Impaler. We're going to be playing that.
Yeah. And we're
Um,
playing that on Saturday. And then
next-
we don't have a show until August 27th after that.
And then
Okay.
We're taking the second half of July off, like so we can just do other things, because we spent like almost every week in the summer playing shows.
That's cool, though.
But I've also been talking to a filmmaker, and we might be shooting a music video for our song "Prison City" on the first weekend of August.
Nice.
And "Prison City" was the first song that when we first played the demo, that was the first song on the demo,
Oh, okay.
and we're gonna probably film it at the same place that we took our band pictures at, and you can see the band pictures on our Facebook and everything.
That's still a work in progress. We still have to talk about that
Yeah,
one.
I've been talking to a guy because I just want to like figure out like how much we're going to be looking to spend on.
I was
it
about to
and
say, what
everything.
kind of budget you're looking at?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. It's probably going to be about like maybe $300 for it.
That's actually a pretty good
Yeah.
price. Yeah. You can get some. You can get a pretty decent video, you know,
Yeah,
made for that. I mean, I've seen bands that like spent $5,000 and $6,000 on their videos, and then I see
Yeah.
bands that spent like between $250 and $3,
Mm-hmm.
myself included, and it's like, wow. I don't see any difference between the two.
Yeah.
I think you guys got robbed.
yeah, and we got after the 27th, we're going to be we hope to take all of September off because both me and the drummer have to move.
Where are you moving to?
The drummer and his girlfriend are getting a place, and then I got to move out of my mom's house. My mom's moving to West Virginia in September.
Yeah.
And that's why
that'll make things kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then
we'll return in October. We're playing October 2nd, I believe.
October 2nd at Bottlebrew with Molotov Solution and Fit for an Autopsy.
You know, the Chicago Women of Metal are doing a autism benefit October 1st, and they need bands.
Yeah.
They got the venue, They, of course, got the date. They just don't have any live music at the moment.
Yeah,
Think you
was,
might,
I think that was one date that we were talking about
Give
too.
them a call.
And that's we want to do that, and like we want to like book through October and everything in November. And I think our last show of the year is it's still a work in progress. We want to start doing an annual Thanksgiving show.
Oh,
It'll
cool.
be the Saturday after Thanksgiving every year.
Will there be
and
food?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys bringing turkey?
That's a good idea. Maybe we should.
Maybe you should like.
Hell, I'll make some stuffing.
I know that Bada Brew is getting a new guy to run the kitchen soon, and he did barbecue at my cousin's graduation party like a year ago, and he does a really good job. Like over down at Bobby McGee's in Crest Hill, I see him there all the time, and he's friends with my uncle, and he's talking about how he's going to be running the kitchen at Bada Brew and everything.
Cool.
And the Thanksgiving show, that's probably going to be our first headlining show of the year, and we're hoping to be playing like an hour set.
Yeah.
And we're gonna call it the annual Orinoco Gobble Our Meat Show.
Yeah. Still work in progress. We got to talk over
We
the band.
Gobble our meat.
limited edition shirts to be available. Maybe.
We still gotta like talk about it with the band and everything, make sure everyone's on the same page, and we
Yeah.
gotta talk to Bada Brew about it.
Yeah.
It's still a work in progress.
Before
and
that,
everything.
though, we are playing another Hole in the Wall on the 29th.
Yeah, we are with Magatwat.
Steger.
Yeah,
With Magatwat. It's a Halloween show.
yeah.
Did you say Megatwat?
Magatwat.
Is that a
Megatwat.
female band?
No.
No.
What?
It's two
Where
brothers.
do you get female out of maggot twat?
Oh,
Probably
he said
from the word
maggot
twat.
twat. I thought he said mega twat.
No. Magatwat. They're two
No.
brothers. They're really good. They play like ridiculous like death metal grindcore. They're, just like ridiculous stuff. They're hilarious.
Yeah,
They'll be at Metal Emergence.
Yeah.
yeah, they will.
What are we gonna hear next on your playlist, guys?
Let's find out because it's pretty much just on shuffle.
Pick a song.
Any song.
How about
Play some Skinner. Oh, I'm sorry.
Freebird?
Play some Slayer.
She's my cherry.
Don't you
Did she
dare.
just start
We
to?
can play that.
I said Slayer.
Well-
See, now hit her. Now you see why.
Well, I guess we're going to be playing a song from my old band, Access of Time, when we recorded like a couple of years ago.
This was this is basically Orinoco with
Members.
a difference of 2 members and a name.
Yeah. Style's
So,
a little bit different,
the
too.
name legally belongs to you cats, right? I'm
Yeah.
taking. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the style's a little bit different, a little bit more In Flames influence, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
More guitar harmonies. There's like 5 guitar layers in this song.
Yeah.
Not as brutal as Orinoco, but I like it a lot still. I
Yeah.
like these songs.
I wouldn't actually mind to pull some of these older songs out live. At
Pull
some
them out,
shows.
man. Pull them out.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and knock down these tunes they're about to play, and we're about to take a break momentarily, and we're going to come back here at a piece of metal on Slam Internet Radio. Slam Internet Radio, a piece of metal. Was that okay?
Having fun, buddy?
Yeah, you got my approval.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll be right back and listening to the music and enjoy.